welcome. You're watching the NewsHour Agenda. I'm Padmaja Joshi. The big story breaking at this moment is coming from Tamil Nadu. On Saturday, the Chennai police arrested former ABVP National President Dr Shanmugam in relation to a case that's almost 2 years old. He was accused about a year and a half ago of urinating at the doorstep of a neighbor with whom he had had an ongoing parking dispute. He was also accused and seen on camera throwing disposable surgical masks at the door of the aged lady. However, the two eventually reached a settlement on the issue later in the year. But here is when things got really curious. 3 days ago, the Chennai police decided to take action on that FIR, on the complaint that had subsequently been withdrawn by the 65-year-old lady. They arrested Dr Shanmugam on the 19th on a day that happened to be a public holiday. Today, the court was hearing the bail plea of Dr Shanmugam, and while granting him bail, was scathing in its indictment of the police. Not only did the Madras High Court say that the doctor was arrested belatedly in a case that was several years old, but also that the unwarranted arrest, and these are words of the court, the unwarranted arrest on a public holiday was with the sole intention to prevent the détenu, which is Dr Shanmugam, from getting legal assistance. This, according to the court, was in violation of fundamental rights. What's interesting is that this entire chain of events, the arrest of the doctor, was set in motion just days after the ABVP held protests on the issue of Lavanya seeking justice for her and holding dharnas against MK Stalin. Now, doesn't the court's indictment of the police's method and motive give teeth to the BJP's charge of political vendetta?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, senior lawyer C. Rajashekharan is joining us live from Chennai. Mr. Rajashekharan, tell me, isn't this a misuse of government machinery and the police?
Good evening. And see, first and foremost, let's understand this whole events and developments, how it happened. Chronologically, let us speak on merits. I have nothing against the accused nor the victim. See, bail is a rule, jail is an exception. I am a defense lawyer. I always fight for bail. Keeping that aside, Dr Shanmugam was the president of ABVP, the ruling party of this country, the most powerful political party in the world, the BJP. And a person of this stature, he claims to be a doctor of so many years of experience and expertise in oncology, blah, blah, and all. Fine. So such a person goes in front of a senior citizen woman and he urinates in front of that house and he throws some mask and other things and creates a lot of problem. Not only law and order, it's in women harassment.
Sir, we already know the sequence of events.
Yes,
I
yes,
literally
please,
spent
please,
the last 5
please.
minutes giving the chronology. Now
Yes,
I have a very direct question to you, and my question is, isn't this misuse of the police to act against political opponents? That's my question.
I'll tell you, he was under suspension. For what? He violated the conduct rules of government service and going and supporting a group of people from ABVP by saying that they trespassed into the chief minister's residence and his high security.
Sir, I will come to that in a second. My question to you is straightforward. If you arrest a man on a 2-year-old complaint on a public holiday so that he doesn't get bail until Monday, isn't that misuse of the police against your political opponents?
Not only Tamil Nadu police, if the government in place, whichever government for that matter, if they are going to arrest somebody for any kind of activities like this illegal activity or a powerful person who has committed a crime, they always arrest on the Friday evening. That is the general unwritten law by the prosecution. It happens everywhere, not only in Tamil Nadu.
Where is this a law? Where is this a law? Mr. Rajashekharan, you are a lawyer and you've just made up a law that if somebody wants to arrest, they will arrest on a Friday. So if somebody commits a murder on Monday, they will say, let's wait till Friday.
No, no.
Where is this law?
No, it is not law. It is an unwritten law, I said. It's not a written...
Unwritten law.
Yeah, you should understand my point.
So you are agreeing this was vendetta?
No. It is not political vendetta because what he had done, you just go through the recap.
Sir, I am pretty certain that neither... Sir, just a second. First of all, the complainant has withdrawn her complaint. Okay, point number one. Point number two, I am asking you the question. Actually, I am the medium for what the Madras High Court has asked. The Madras High Court is asking, why did you arrest him on a public holiday? Why?
See, I'll tell you. See, the arrest is the prerogative of the investigating officer.
No, sir, it's not. There is no prerogative with the investigating officer. The investigating officer has to function as per the law. Just because you are an IO, you cannot say it's my prerogative. Mr. Rajashekharan has a 5-year-old parking dispute, so I will pick up Mr. Rajashekharan. This is anarchy, sir. This is not the law.
The Padmaja has a parking issue, and subsequently the cause of action arises when he goes and supports violating the conduct rules of a government servant.
So you pick up Padmaja.
He openly supports the offender who had committed a very serious offence of violating and trespassing into the high security zone of the Chief Minister. Let's understand it that way.
So, Mr. Rajashekharan, essentially you and I are saying the same thing. You are saying that the entire dispute with the lady was an excuse. Dr. Shanmugam was picked up because he supported the ABVP protest on Lavanya. That is what you are saying. That is why he was arrested.
That is the second offence. Subsequently, he goes and violates the conduct rules because he is under suspension. He is under suspension. So when somebody is under suspension, he cannot do all these kind of politics because he should resign. He should give a voluntary retirement and he should go and do politics.
That is not something. By all means, if he has violated conduct rules, by all means you dismiss him. Why just suspend? But that still doesn't explain why the government went on a 1.5-year-old complaint that had been withdrawn and picked up a man on a public holiday and bunged him in jail for 2 days, knowing that he could not apply for bail for 48 hours. That, as the court said, reeks of a motive. And I will end. Thank you very much, Mr. Rajashekharan, for joining us with your legal views and what an unwritten law is. I will read out to you the last paragraph of the court order today, where it says, since the learned additional public prosecutor requests time to file counter, and this court is also eager to know what prompted the investigating officer to arrest a person on a public holiday based on a complaint given 1.5 years ago. It's not just the court, even the people who are curious. We'll wait for the answer. The next hearing is on the 24th. We'll keep you posted. Thanks very much, Mr. Rajashekharan, for joining us.